Studio Day Heffrey. I'm Jeff Kavanaugh. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys today. Of course, we always take your questions in the chat, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or wherever, or listening later. It'd be hard to get to your question if you're listening later on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, etc. But this presentation, as I talk about Jerry and Stephen Jones, and maybe they're not totally stupid, is brought to you by BetOnline, the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports contests and events with first-to-market odds and lines. It is Cowboys and Commanders week. Cowboys 3.5-point favorites with Cooper Rush against Carson Wentz. You can get reviews and news for every league, MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, even golf. It's BetOnline, the top online resource for all your sports information, live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head to BetOnline today, or use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, BLEAV50, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Hey, peeps. Hey, a lot of you people are asking questions about just real crazy rumors, okay? I'm just a Cowboy YouTuber, so I don't have anything to tell you about any crazy rumors. Smash the like button if it's not too much trouble. So I was thinking about this morning. And because I remember kicking this team's ass. Although I don't kick this team's ass. A lot of people do. I'm nicer than a lot of people to the front office because I think they fairly consistently put together a good product. Not that they won the Super Bowl. But they are usually competitive. But do we have to actually give credit to Jerry and Steven and say maybe they made good decisions? Let's go through the list of Cowboys decisions from the offseason. They cut Lyle Collins, which I hate, a dude that is making reasonable line. He was making like $9 or $10 million a year to be a starting caliber or better offensive tackle. Like, there's no reason to just cut a guy like that. But they did because they didn't want him anymore. Through 3 games, Terrence Steele making you feel like that was okay? Yeah. Amari Cooper, this one's tougher. This one you have to be more of in a debate class and say, Amari Cooper, they got rid of for a 5th-round pick because they didn't want to pay $20 million for Amari Cooper. And Amari Cooper has 219 yards through 3 weeks. Noah Brown has 213. He's within 6 yards of Amari Cooper. Maybe that wasn't dumb. Don with a good point on Facebook. No, give the credit to Will McClay, not the Joneses. They franchise tagged Dalton Schultz and didn't really try to get a long-term deal done with him. And then they draft Jake Ferguson. They find Peyton Hendershot as an undrafted free agent. And the first game they play without Dalton, those rookie tight ends are not above. They're not sinking. They're swimming. You're able to run the ball. They made some plays in the passing game. Cowboys make a good decision there. Randy Gregory, that one you can't call it a good decision, really, because they tried to keep him. But Jerry has always loved him some Dorrance Armstrong. Dorrance got 3 sacks through 3 games. And I'll give Micah Parsons credit for at least one of them and probably more than that because you're just going to get to go against one guy forever when Micah Parsons is on your team. But Dorrance, been playing. Dante Fowler, making some plays. It's weird. Oh, the kicker. It's like they're not even trying to find a damn kicker. None of these guys can kick. Garibay can't kick. Liam can kind of sort of not kick. And then they're like, hey, bring back other boy, Brett Maher, and just have an open tryout. And he won the open tryout. So far this year, the kicker's fine. Do I have to give Jerry and Steven credit? Formulas in the super chat. Boys were right about Steele being better than LC. Completely wrong about letting Amari go. That is where I am too. B-leg in the super chat as well. Thank you. That's where I am too. If I could just have the opportunity to have Amari Cooper, just give him back, please. That would be great. Just bring him back. Let me have him back. Because even in week 1, when Amari had like 30 yards, I don't know if you guys have seen some of the cut ups on that game. He was out there toasting people, but you can't throw it to yourself. Amari Cooper's really good, and I would love to have him back. But it's just interesting that a lot of the things that I looked at the Cowboys sideways for this offseason, it's like, maybe they're not total dummies. Maybe not. And they're already almost to the point where they've survived enough to get Michael Gallup back. You've won 2 games without your starting quarterback. You got the Commanders this week. If you can get to 3-1, woohoo, you'd only have $2 million in cap space. What do I need more than $2 million in cap space for? For what? Isn't the point of cap space to add good players? Give it to Amari. Yes, the rollover cap is real. It's cool to roll over cap. Would you rather roll over cap for every player, or would you rather have players? Would you rather get to roll over cap for Tank Lawrence or have him sack the quarterback 3 times? At some point, you got to want the players, right? They were grossly underprepared for O-line issues. I do agree with that. And in week 1, it looked really, really, really bad. And Matt Farniok being on the field can be trouble. They are stretched to their absolute limit at the offensive line injuries that they can take. And that is at the number 2, McGovern and Tyron. But most teams are probably about to their limit after 2 offensive linemen. So, yeah, the Cowboys, maybe not dumbasses. Hey, Vach. Jamal in the super chat. Thank you. You guys start group thinking. It permeates, yet I listen and like the content. Trust Mike McCarthy's draft and develop plan and give him some props. Hey, I've always been pro draft and develop. I just think the Cowboys should be a wee bit more aggressive when it comes to free agency and or trading to fill a hole, instead of just assuming we've got a guy somewhere in this organization that can do that job. I would like to see them be a little more aggressive in terms of filling those things. I would rather have Parsons and Diggs than Cooper. Why you could have all 3. Cooper didn't affect your ability to have those 2 guys. Should we worry about Washington's front 7? I watched tape on them today, but I know over the course of the last year and 3 weeks, that front and that defense has really underachieved from what people thought that the Commanders were going to be, and it never really developed because it was, 2 years ago? Where they were really tough on that front. And then last year just never really came together. Vach just left your live. I think it should be like this, starting live right after each other because, did I go live right after Vach? I'm so bad at knowing who's live. I am very bad at details. But if you're not following Vach Lombardi, you're a bad person. Maybe you're not a bad person, but you should be following Vach Lombardi. Will Colin let you be a weekly guy on Vach's show or vice versa? I don't think Colin has any say-so on what Vach does. Vach got him a paycheck, but Vach is not a corporate America man. They're not as dumb as you thought right there. Okay. Vach live at 3 every day. You'd think I would know that about my friend, right? Welcome to my brain. I was a lot easier on him than most. Most were full on angry. I just said that if you have your offensive line fall apart or your receivers not be good enough, that the fan base that was very, very vocal is going to be looking at the Joneses going, we told you. And that if they're right and you don't miss Amari Cooper or Lyle Collins, kudos to them. Point in the bank. Do you think Tolbert will go inactive when Gallup comes back? You are my favorite podcaster. That's me. I'm a podcaster. Remember that. Podcast Jeff. I think that is very possible because with Gallup back, you'll go Lamb, Gallup, Noah Brown is your top 3. Kevontae Turpin is going to be active and plays wide receiver. And it would come down to what? Him versus Simi to be active. And the Cowboys could go Simi over Tolbert. So he could go back to inactive. I'm still holding out hope that the dude I watched tape of in college is going to show up and make some plays and force his way onto the field a little bit. You think MG waiting to come back with Dak? No, I think Michael Gallup, David, crazy rumors. I think Michael Gallup is just doing exactly what he said he's doing, which is Michael Gallup is looking at this thing as when I come back, I want to be back. I want a couple more days in practice. Like coming off of an ACL when your I'm ready date comes during a season, I think it'd be hard to go back the day that it's like, okay, I think I'm ready. Because I think I'm ready means that you haven't taken, like, even in practice, it's going to be hard to really be ready. Some of it's going to have to come from games because in practice, they're not going to hit you. Like, you're not going to really catch a slant. And while your recently cleared, rehabilitated knee is the 1 foot on the ground, you've got 350 pounds on you because you're getting hit in that spot. And now you're coming off the line of scrimmage, not knowing what your movement patterns are going to be because you've got to beat this DB and you don't know how he's going to react. And all of these little different things, if you don't have full confidence, then you don't need to be out there. So I think it's just whenever you say, yes, I'm 100% ready to go out there. And he's also mentioned, I believe, Chris Godwin, where you're coming off of the knee and then you try to get back out there as fast as you can. And now Chris Godwin's out with a hamstring and you want to be ready, 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 ready. David in the super chat, Jeff, please tell Dave Hellman not to fall for Shady and Acho's trash talking. I'm sick of seeing him getting bullied. Look, I'm proud of my guy Hellman. David Hellman's one of my best friends. Unfortunately, he now lives in the arena where he has to work with some people that are doing the thing where they're putting on a show and saying things that they probably don't believe because they think that the disagreement is what makes for good sports conversation. But I'm happy that Dave just doesn't acknowledge their dumb stuff. He's just like, no, you're dumb. You're crazy. So that's that. If Dak has play changing abilities and Rush is running the offensive perfectly, is Dak making poor decisions on audibles that are affecting our balance? Maybe Dak is too aggressive in what he audibles to sometimes, but I think I saw it from Dak either today or yesterday where he's like, there is something to learn from this, which is that sometimes it can be really simple. The Cowboys with their backup quarterback go back to the basics of let's use as many bodies as we have to feel comfortable that we're protecting him. And when a team knows you're able to run and you can still identify ways to do it and execute that, then it's going to set up because with your backup quarterback, you're going to have good looks in the passing game. They're doing the simple things and they're doing them well. So what you do is you bring in a quarterback when Dak's ready that's better than the guy who's doing it right now, and you will do better. Like Dak would have beat the Giants. He would have done that. You're going to get better when Dak gets back. What's going to really suck is you're going to beat the Commanders, and then they're going to run Dak out there when he can't quite really grip the ball yet, but they're like, yay, Dak's back. And then Dak's going to go 0-2 against the good teams you play in the Eagles and the Rams, and it's going to get so abrasively loud. And people are going to be like, Cooper Rush is better. And I'm going to be like, oh, this makes me so sad. Are people overreacting, putting the Eagles atop the power rankings? No, I don't think so, because power rankings are where you earn your way to. And their point differential's good. They're beating bad teams soundly, which is what you're supposed to do if you're a good team. And so for now, you consider the Eagles to be a good team. Faux show. Okay. They should not bring Dak back too soon. Dak will miss another week at least. Maybe he'll try to go in 2 weeks. I kind of hope that he takes 2 more and then comes back because I don't want him to fail. I like that question. True Blue Forever said, why are you looking so healthy? The answer, your boy is exercising. What's up? I do kind of look good. My butt looks good when my shirt is off. I got a little tiny something, but it's not much anymore. Your boy is exercising. Yoga sculpt, 2 walks a day, bike rides, all sorts of stuff. Tennis. I do a little bit of tennis, volleyball. I do the volleyball, a lot of cardio. So I don't have very many muscles, but I look okay. I look pretty good. All right. Thanks to Bet Online for presenting this. And thanks to you guys for being here. I love you guys. Jeff, you decorate the house for Halloween? Most years, no. And I just blame depression, where it's just like, man, that seems like a lot of an undertaking, considering that I also am not going to get up and answer the door every time somebody comes by. I'm just going to put a bucket of candy outside. Maybe this year I will generate the energy to go do that. All right, everybody, have a great day. Crazy rumors out there. Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through. So be cool to everybody. Where'd you get your bike? I think Richardson Bike Mart or a different bike shop by my house. If you're a bike shop out there and you're looking for sponsorship, hit me up.